Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ferrum Heights, number 11, I believe, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, today joining us on our awesome talk show, joining McDareth and I are wonderful Jin and Munster. Thank you two for being here. It's been awesome. Yeah, we got a couple things to talk about. A lot of events.
Yeah.
Got a lot of events. It's been a little light on like general news, but plenty of like tournaments to talk about. We got some cool, like some interesting topics in terms of like content and Pokken, current state of that to talk about, and then a lot of really exciting upcoming events that we can talk about a little later. All right, so let's just, I guess, just jump right into it.
All right.
Actually, where are my manners? How are you two doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty fine. Super happy that I could be here. You know, it's not like I begged to be here.
Definitely. Was like, what can I be on Ferrum Heights? It's like, and I think I told him, oh, if you were up there, I'd be on already. Then I told him, okay, the next one afterwards.
Yes. So you're finally here.
Yeah, we made it.
Finally, I made it on Ferrum Heights. What's up, guys? The first Canadian ever to make it on Ferrum Heights.
Technically true, yeah.
Yeah. So, what's up? I'm good. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So let's just jump right into it and chronologically, I guess. So the first event was Eye of the Storm. Post-World. Well, not post-Worlds event, but like one of the first events post-Worlds. I think we talked about Defend the North.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Beautiful rain tournament. It was. I guess I'll talk about it more.
Yeah, go ahead. You were there. As noticed by the
nice third place.
But yeah, it was a beautiful rain event by Fumu, and just want to like give a like good clap to Fumu because the man was running back and forth, making sure everything was fine, making sure we were fine, everyone who attended was fine. It was like a really nice venue too. They practically have like 2 areas, which was crazy. We won't talk about how loud I was being, although I feel
like that goes without saying, honestly.
But see,
it's just a given.
Here's the funny part though. I was so loud to the point where people in the building actually thought that there was a football game going on, and I was the crowd.
That's nuts.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah. I think my favorite just memory of you in the crowd screaming is at Worlds, or yeah, at Worlds when just you can hear on the commentary, official channel, just.
I'll never forget H2's reaction. I was in the back commentating, and I could hear this man. Never
it's like you're all the way in the other side of the room. It's still there.
Yeah, but not to get sidetracked. It was actually pretty difficult. I was actually pretty worried about some of the people I was gonna go against. Mm-hmm. Getting double eliminated by Thanks to a Lot and Napoleon. I actually had no answer at all for the Napoleon, to the point where people were actually.
It's like hard to find that matchup experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. Not too many Napoleons out there. But it something you definitely shouldn't sleep on is Thanks to a Lot's Napoleon.
Mm-hmm. He really does believe in the character. I remember when we had him on the show after Worlds, he was really insistent on the same, like he is like a Napoleon has that potential, and he really does want to like bring it out and show it off. I don't really think he played it too much at Destiny, but it's cool that he showed off at Eye of the Storm.
I do believe he played it once against Jiggler, but then he switched.
Yeah.
At Destiny, yeah.
He might have played it against Ed too. I don't know about that. But yeah, I don't know. Super cool. He's really good at the game.
Women's
also really fucking
legend.
Good.
He's already a legend and has so much more distance to go.
Yeah.
I just want to do some quick shout outs to Junior Jam. Getting forth. Like he hasn't This
Yes.
Like his second event.
Yep.
Like ever.
And you know what? Why you just said that? It just made me think of this. For everyone out there, it was not a pop off. So many people were like, "Oh, he's not dead. He's not dead." Every one of you thought he was dead. Junior Jam thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Literally at that moment where we both thought that it was over, what I did was I was like, wow, like Junior Jam not only getting this high with Gengar.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, like, can we give a nice clap and a shout out for Junior Jam? But then it's like on stream, it looks like I'm popping off, and I'm like, but I'm not. I'm like congratulating him. And the worst part about that is that at that moment, since I was like me myself was cheering for him, the cheer skill activated, and he won that round. I'm like, oh no.
That always happens. Like I swear, if you're like, oh, the game's over, and then the super doesn't kill, so you're gonna lose 100% of the time. It happened to me. I remember one time, like this was like 2 years ago against Roxo. Like he brought out like a Blaziken at a what was it, Hitbox Arena, and I thought I killed him with a burst attack, and he lived with like 10 HP and just won.
I think I commentated that match. I think I remember that.
I think yeah, you did. It was so sad because I was like, I popped off. I was like, get this Blaziken out of my face, and then I lost to it.
It's over.
It was very unfortunate. Yeah, but this is like, I really like this bracket or this graphic right now because we got 3 Gengars, 2 Scissors. Like, it's just like you don't see those every day. You know?
And I was telling a lot of people because
and Gengars even.
Yeah. I was even telling some people like when I usually go to events, like because I usually watch out for like certain amount of characters or what characters will appear the most, and Scizor was gonna show a lot, and there was plenty of people like I'm probably gonna miss some names, but obviously like Sir Spud secondary, you know, mostly his answer for Angel Slash or just other matchups that Gengar struggles in. I'm already messing up and I don't remember all the scissors.
Or played scissors as well.
Yes, of course. I can't remember all of them, but I definitely know that there was plenty of scissors, and I was like, yo, I'm not gonna lose to this matchup. I'm gonna study it. But yeah, and not to mention Gengar too, Surspud, Junior Jam. I was like, yo, they put in that work for it. You know, it shows. You can't just sleep on a character. If you worked hard enough for it, you're either gonna shock people with it or they're just not gonna be ready. So
yeah, it's like who has the matchup experience. Yeah, yeah, also really fun event to watch. Super cool. Glad you know.
In the spirit of it, I want to know because so a little backstory. Roxo always attributes his slump to losing to Jin at Frosty Faustings, and I know he really wanted the run back. So, how'd it feel?
I actually talked because we actually talked about that. Believe it or not, I'm pretty sure you believe it. After Frosty Faustings, and then it went to a Burnside Brawl. That's where he beat me, and I'm not gonna doubt him a single bit. He definitely worked for it. He definitely I definitely saw the improvement, and I definitely slacked in where he definitely pulled it out on. But at that moment, I knew what were my faults for Burnside Brawl, and I'm like, I want this +1. I really want this +1. And when I saw that I had the chance to get this +1, I swear I had put in so much effort for that match than any other match. But I do want to say this though, Roxo did have a certain issue with his controller, which was like super unfortunate, even though if I really didn't like pay attention. I won't lie, I'm not really gonna care about it. We got the dub.
We take those.
But it was sad to see something like that happen, you know, because you know you can't really.
It's on him, you know. You always got to reset your controls, you know. Always got to check, just in case.
But you know, I really wanted that +1. Like, if there was anyone I wanted to beat at that tournament, it was Roxo.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. So, yeah. Silent Storm was cool event. I guess we can sort of move on to the next one, which was Revo in Europe.
Yeah.
Revo, this is like the second one, I want to say.
Second or third?
Yeah. Either way, really cool to have more European events. You know, they really don't get enough exposure in the community, and it's a lot of fun to just, you know, see these players as well, because they're really good. You know, he's wing tied with the 3 characters up there.
Yeah.
I was super ruling for Bullrex simply because, like, yeah, like the Gengar is out there. Obviously not shown too much in tournament, but I was super rooting for Bullrex. I've played him before, really good. Lowland Durg's good, very notable guns. And I was like, yo, I would love to see Bullrex like take this whole entire tournament.
Yeah. I really love Krogan because the character, like, to watch.
I
saw
Krogan.
It's super interesting.
It's so random.
It's one of the few. It's like one of the matches when DX hit that I played the most, and still, I have never faced a Krogan in bracket. And it's like, it's the way that I get to play Blaziken is you just hold up, you walk back, and he has to approach, and I just don't run into him. It's sad.
Don't get RNG. If you see the boulder, just take it.
That's fine. Hey, man, if he gets to the boulder and swim, so if he does jump X on your shield, you block it and swims up, like just swims up and away and throws something. Skybreaker goes everything except Tornado. It trades with Tornado.
Wow, I actually didn't think about that.
Yeah, Skybreaker's really good against those kind of projectiles.
I'm gonna have to use that more on my Blaziken.
The knowledge.
The knowledge, man.
I don't know, like, people say, like, oh, Krogan RNG, but it's really not that much. Like, once you actually, like, look at the odds, the RNG table, you know, once he's in Rage and Burst, it's like, you're guaranteed to get, like, a boulder. Like, effectively.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a 50% chance to get boulder, 25% chance to get, like, a tornado. It's nuts.
Krogan gets fun until it boulders 3 times. And then it's just
I mean,
it's fun.
Durgs.
I mean, you can play Shadow Mewtwo and get bouldered into Poison Stinged and get like 200 gray health instantly and your shield broken. It's fun stuff.
What really hurts.
But yeah, no, it's pretty good. A lot of character diversity in Redfield.
Yeah. I also like Rubs. I actually haven't seen him like too much at events, I believe. And then I was like, okay, it's good to see, him back ever since, like, I think it was, what was the first showcase that he had?
I imagine, was it DreamHack 2016?
I was gonna be like, wait, did I see Rubs at DreamHack?
Never mind. I'm talking through not coming later to the community. Then never mind.
Okay, yeah. Because I know he did qualify for Worlds 2016. I know this because I lost to him in the second round.
Wow.
Actually, was it second or first? I don't even know. But yeah, no, I know he was there, and so he, I think, got like top 3 at one of those events, one of those 3 qualifiers. So yeah, he's OG, he's been in this community forever.
Yeah. So disregarding that last comment, it's not not every day you get to see Darkrai's at events. Aside from like me, Kamon, and Shadowcat on some instances. But Rubs was one of those like starter Darkrai's that gave me that inspiration and that I really wanted to push Darkrai as far as he can go. So he was definitely like another person I was rooting for at Revel. So it was good to see that nice Darkrai there. I don't care about the other characters, but it was nice.
Who cares about Libre, who's actually more rare to see than a Darkrai? Weird to say. Yeah. Yeah, so that's sort of Revel. I mean, Rebel's super cool. I think. I mean, it's cool. Like there are EU events, as I said. Like they don't get too many chances to show off, but when they do, they have like great, they have really great tournaments.
Like their talent, like for EU, I just find is like so good. Like like the games and like even just like any set. Like I've just seen, like I've tuned into like any EU local. I'm like, what the heck? Like this is I can't. I'm not that good yet. So yeah, it's really cool to watch EU tournaments and seeing more pop up and more stuff like that. Like is really cool.
Yeah. And speaking of events, outside of the United States, up next we have a Canada Cup.
Oh no! What's up? Yeah. So, lay it on me. Any questions you have about that event?
So yeah, we heard there were some issues. If you want to like go into those.
All right. I see where this is going. We're going into the in-depth stories of Canada Cup. Yeah. So. I went to Canada Cup for the first time was 2017. It was Smash Steve's event. And it was pretty fun, but Pokken didn't have any sort of like standpoint on it. It was about the same way that Pokken gets seen at EVO, like even on a separate Smash GG page, 0 promotion on Canada Cup's end and all that stuff. So it had like about 11 attendees, and like it was really like small for a Canada event, and let alone even a major, right? Then this year came by, I contacted the people who wanted to run Canada Cup, and I said, can I get Pokken on main stage? That was one of the first things I asked, because I was like, I want Pokken to really be like a big staple in Canada. So I want a lot of people to come by. Started spreading the news, started spreading all the advertisements for it, that Pokken was going to be on main stage for top 8 or top 4. They then messaged me saying it'd have to be top 4, so I was like, that's fine. I'll stream it up the way till top 4, and then I finally get to have a break. Me bringing my own stream equipment, let alone Canada Cup would not have been streamed if it wasn't for the equipment that me and the team that I was working with brought. Like just to keep that in mind. We got to the event, got to the venue, and we like scouted it first. Then came back to the Airbnb. Came back at 5 in the morning. I received a text message from one of the Canada Cup TOs, who will not be named, but I got a text message, and he said pretty much, Pokken ain't getting no main stage because the Tekken World Tour demands to have full stage access on that day, and it goes into Pokken's time slot. So no, it's not happening. And I was like, is there anything you can do? Can I get even like a Smash stage? Like pull the Smash off for like top 4 and then that's it. And they're like, we'll see. And that was it, right? So on the day of the event, the day that I had players coming all the way from Vancouver, Tidal Vortex, I had players like Flegger coming from Tri-State, I had a Delvos coming from Montreal, I had players coming from all over the place to this event. On the day of it, on setup day, I said, I need some overlays, right? You guys said I wouldn't need to order a graphic designer, so I can get my overlays. And they're like, all right, here's the overlays. Sent me a text, came with a Google Drive, booted up on my my computer, the laptop we were actually streaming from. And Pokken didn't have any overlays. So because of that, I went up to them. I was like, where's Pokken's overlays? They're like, oh yeah, the designer didn't do Pokken overlays. I was like, so you're giving me a major that has no stage and no overlays. So while all the people were standing around us, me and my TO team, we were creating overlays for Canada Cup on Photoshop. And we did. And we used a little bit of the Canada Cup ones they had. We mixed logos and assets they had for their other games. And we created an overlay and got started with a fully grassroots tournament from pools to top 8 with no stage and being surrounded by people. I think in the tournament, if you ever watch the VODs, I take my camera, I like show the venue. It actually reached its capacity of 1,500 because it was an expo at the same time with EGLX. So,
yeah, they were apparently like people couldn't enter for their pools and stuff because of the. And then I remember Street Fighter actually ran so late that they were kicked out of the venue.
Yeah, they had to I heard that they couldn't stream it. They had to just play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
they were just gonna turn off the power. It was
they almost shut off the power.
Event.
I was there when that happened because I had a guy come up to me and he was in this big EGLX uniform. He's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I'm like, "What's up, man?" And he's like, "You got to get everything out of here by like 9." And I'm like, "This event," but That's not. I literally told him, I'm like, I don't run this event, but like, you know,
I can't do that.
it's not happening. Like, whether I run it or not, it's not happening. He's like, I'm not here to fight. I'm just here to enforce the rules.
This is beyond my power.
Beyond my power. Here is the head TO, and then like the head TO is like, yeah, it's not happening, and they had like an argument. But yeah, like the EGLX like actually tried to completely take control of Canada Cup, and it was really bad. From what I know, though, and in high hopes for the future, Canada Cup will probably never ever be run in a expo ever.
Nice.
So, good on that. Also, they'll never happen with Pokken again. Like, not to say I won't run Pokken there ever again, but like I will make sure there's stage and there's a stream team and there's like people who are doing stuff, because 4 people for an entire major that's crowded is very stressful, and I hope no one has to run into that ever. It was.
I mean, despite all the setbacks, you did run a really cool event. It was a lot of fun to watch.
I'm glad, because at the end of the tournament, I just thought like the only thing that was running through my head was like, oh, like everybody hated it. Like that was. I know that wasn't the case, and I know like at the end of the tournament, everybody clapped, and I was like, you guys liked it, great. Not doing it again. But like during the whole tournament, all I was thinking was like, people hate it. Players aren't having fun. People hate it, and like it was super stressful. Like it's stressing me out thinking about it. But yeah, I know. Even though it's all done and done, it was a very stressful tournament to run, but it was worth it in the end. We had trophies. Yeah. Like the thing that like I was like happy about was like there were trophies, because like after shafting for stage access and then for stream and then for overlays, I was like, there's no way we're gonna have trophies. and then like I walked up and like, you guys have trophies, and they're like, yes, and I'm like, thank you did
the one thing went right.
I think the players really enjoyed the trophies. They were pretty cool. Like they were actual cups, like Canada Cup, and then there was like really cool medals for second and third. So
yeah, I mean, speaking of like, you know, top 3, like this probably had one of probably the rarest top 4 you will ever see in the tournament.
In a top 4 of only Shadow Mewtwo and Gardevoir.
Yeah, which will probably never happen anywhere else.
Welcome to Canada. That's
if you believe enough. You believe enough.
Yeah, so that was it. Yeah, that was Canada Cup. It was a very interesting top 4 indeed. I think that like Adelvos versus Taito was probably one of the coolest sets I've seen in my time of watching competitive Pokken like live. Like they played it like they played a game of chess. I just thought it was so good.
Yeah, so that was a great set.
Yeah, it was insane. So that Canada Cup, a stressful tournament that turned out good in the end, and I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. But yeah, there was a lot of no sleep and mishaps that happened. Glad it all worked out for everybody. So
yeah, well, so let's move on to this and relieve you of your stress and PTSD.
Thank you.
And so after the Canada Cup, like 2 weeks after Canada Cup, came what?
And it was a week after. I'm pretty.
Week after it came Destiny. Yeah, Rox's event. The fourth grassroots event. Technically.
The only reason I'm saying that went 0-2. That was a tough tournament, man. That tournament hurt.
It was one of the most fearful that even me being a part of was, because for me, I'm. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think like players who are like super experienced were like, man, this tournament's too packed.
Dude, we were dropping like flies at the to the point where it was like we'll obviously start off at the butterfly wing that caused the hurricane.
Butterfly.
Domino effect.
Yes, aka Jiggler versus Thanks a Lot.
My boy.
Oh my god. It was definitely a sight to see. It was oh my god. I was on the edge of my seat like, what is going on? is this really happening? And then, soon as Jiggler takes the W, it's like, well,
the floodgates are, like
it's like
everyone can win.
Like in my mind, it felt like that. Once that happened, I feel like everyone who like probably thought, "Oh, I'm not gonna do too well at this tournament," probably thought, "I have a chance."
Yeah.
And then instantly made a shift in destiny to where you just see other top players just dropping like flies. If I could call myself a top player, me myself included.
I mean, you're in the top 25, so. But
to me, let's just put like put the top back out there for Ashka Ninja. An amazing showing. Like
absolutely good. Yeah,
like,
crazy.
He's great.
That was actually like on stage. That was actually my first time playing Ashka Ninja ever.
Really?
Like, yes, literally ever. Like that was like the first time.
Oh yeah, because he's never really traveled outside of. I don't think he's ever traveled outside of Tri-State, and he's not really able. I don't think he was ever really able to go to an event like even like NEC or like Summer Jam or anything where he had to like at least travel to. So
yeah. Awesome. Not only that, I was kind of scared because again, I don't usually what's my thing is having information on people. I really enjoy doing that. Like, like getting some dirt on some players and then using that to my info on like an actual like major. That I really enjoy doing that. For Ashka Ninja, I had nothing. I did not know what character he would use. I did not know what his favorite support was, cheer skill. I didn't have any information on him. And I was honestly thinking, okay, I saw him use Blaziken earlier. I like that matchup. Will he use Blaziken? No, Shadow Mewtwo. I'm like, dang. Haven't practiced this much. But you know what? Shout outs to him.
Yeah,
he definitely played extremely well. I believe he got fourth?
Yeah, fourth.
Yeah,
fourth place, which is nuts. Which is super cool. Like there's so many awesome upsets. Like you're seeing right now on the stream, Sonic Boom.
Oh yeah, again another person I felt
actually just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, just
ran through people.
So yeah, that was, I don't know what happened. I was just like hearing about like, oh, this guy that played like a lot of net play is like steamrolling good players. I'm like, what?
So I think one thing that's crazy I saw from his champ that I just don't see any other chance to. His use of Scary Face is so impressive.
Yeah, he was constantly using it. Just like every
second it was Scary Face.
Pretty much.
Just like even as people get close to him, Scary Face them out of the air to anti-air, get a combo. When they're about to hit him, use the armor to beat their hit and put its like speed debuff on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is like constantly charging. I wish we were able to have his perspective for the gameplay to see just when he was charging. Really cool. But yeah, no. I guess there's one other person I want to just have a quick shout out for like having some sick upsets. Is Brent, the Charizard.
Oh man, Brent, I saw his games.
Yes.
Absolute legend.
Yes,
dude.
Brent took like a bunch of it. I don't remember off the top of my head. I know he beat Thulius in his pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so crazy. I was looking at that. I was like, yo, like let's go, Brent. I had to give him the cheer skill, you know?
Yeah.
Like Zard is. I love seeing Zard. The only reason I play Zard is because like I give respect to the character, and I would definitely want to see the character more often in tournament. But when you finally do get what you want to see that Zard in tournament, Raquel and Brett, definitely those two are the people I love just watching.
Yeah,
and definitely got a taste of that at Destiny.
Yeah,
regardless of all the painful.
Yeah. It's pretty cool too because he was also like doing a lot for the TOs. So
yeah,
he was doing a lot for that.
He was helping during the event as well.
Yeah, Destiny was ran like super smooth in terms of like brackets ran really quick. Stream was always really well done. We always had the name tags and everything.
Shout out to Corgian, amazing production.
Corgian And Lupile always gave us water on the commentary. Like never, like we were giving us like more water than we could drink.
Yeah, they're amazing people. Can't forget anybody else who helped run the tournament as well. Although I can't remember everyone at the top of my head.
Yeah, so many volunteers, like, and people who just like stepped up to be like, "Yo, I want to help you. Yo, I want to help you." Because like I remember like there's a big concern, and I remember like hearing about that big concern that there like wouldn't be enough help at Destiny. Like there wouldn't be enough people to help at Destiny because like it was just too big of an event, and like there were too many people showing up, and like to see like players that like were there just to compete originally to now be like, "I'll help you out. I'll help you out. I'll help you out." Was like really cool to see. It really showed like the initiative of the community that like wants to put on a good show for their community. It's not just like Roxa's production was awesome with Doghouse, but like the volunteers is just, I commend them for like making that choice to step up and help the entire venue out that when it really did need a lot of help. Like
along with security as well. Shout out to security. Yeah. Like every single time, like I remember because I knew there was gonna be security there.
Yeah.
And then shout outs to Coach Steve. He was one of the security. And then I go in there. He's like, bag check. I'm like, I see this where this is going. Here you go. And then I went to go say hi to somebody. I was like, oh wait, I'll take my bag back. And then I go back. He's like, bag. He's like, oh.
Yeah, no, they were.
Very thorough security. I totally liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was completely understandable.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was completely understandable. It was very respective. It was just beautiful overall. It wasn't, what everybody probably would have hoped in like their placing. But it was definitely a beautifully ran tournament. Shout out to Roxo. And again, even thank you. Thank you is definitely deserved.
Definitely add to, because like just hearing him talk about how much it's cost him, all the stuff he's trying to do.
Yeah,
it's like it was definitely really cool to see it really work out for him in the end.
Yeah.
Super
Thanks, Dad.
He even said that he's announced that he's planning on doing this sequel, so Destiny.
Yeah, he announced it at the end of the tournament, right?
Well, it was Uchi.
Uchi announced it, but then
and
he's
like,
I'm doing it.
It was like,
he's like,
okay. He looked at his wallet and then.
Like I remember when he announced that, like, when Uchi just showed it, get ready for Destiny 2. Rox was like, this one's not done yet. What do you mean?
Yeah, but yeah, super cool.
Yeah,
awesome event. It's really like a great sign that we're able to have all these events. Like a lot of these events, we're really just super community focused and driven. Like Eye of the Storm was, was a Pokken local for major for Pokken only. Rivo is like really, and the European guys like really do a lot to get that happening. And then you did so much for Canada Cup and like Destiny, all this grassroots, and it's super cool to just see like the passion and commitment everyone has in this community for getting these events, and just having like making sure that they happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then Destiny's super cool. And I guess sort of the last tournament event that literally just happened this weekend is also 100% community run.
Kanto 5.
Yeah, Kanto 5 in Japan.
That was amazing. I was like, just it's like when you get to see like outside of your own region, you get to see that real talent, and then it really gets you fired up because it's like wow, like I would love to play these people and get the chance to. So it was crazy to watch, honestly.
Kanto is like pretty nostalgic for me because I remember watching Kanto, like the first Kanto that happened, I think like 16 or 18 hours before the DreamHack Austin 2016. It was like the first Pokken tournament, Wii U Pokken tournament I ever was like streamed, like the real big one, only one in Japan I ever saw, and it was like. I think Azazel took it, which was crazy in and of itself. And there's so much, it's just has so many memories, because that was like the start of competitive Pokken for me. And I just remember like I've seen every single one, and just seeing it like get bigger and bigger, and the players better and better. It's just so cool to see. It's like, I don't know. I love Japan's community. You know, they put so much into this. Like, you know, Momo, Cross, like they've done like a lot to get Kanto to keep happening and like get better venues, you know, better times, you know, all these awesome graphics they always do, the medals.
Yeah.
And it's always cool to see like they've never had a repeat winner. All 5 of them. It's always been someone new.
It's always been someone new.
I didn't think Tomosawa won a Kanto.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy to think about that he's never won this.
That tournament is so stacked. Like I was like seeing like players like Cross and like Momo, and I was like drowning. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, Varo went like 1 and 2. Like
I was like, what the heck? This isn't normal.
Like everyone, like you cannot. No one's safe. No one is safe.
No one is safe in that tournament. That's why I want to go to one so bad. Like,
yeah, one day I want to make that play into just to go to the tournament.
It's so cool because we have like this mix of like old blood and like new blood happening in there too. Like Sarutaro is, I'm pretty sure, a pretty young player. Maybe he turned like 18 this year. I don't think he started in Wii U, or maybe he started like tail end of Wii U, or maybe even just arcade. And like then you have Pokken like right underneath him, coming back from like.
My man played Gengar. I mean, not Gengar. He played Darkrai, and I was like, oh.
Played with the 2016 Mewtwo's.
2016 Mewtwo. Like, 2018 Darkrai.
I saw this graphic and it didn't even hit me. The Potten's on it. Like, I haven't seen him in so long.
It's been forever. He retired, became a Final Fantasy. What's that game?
Dissidia,
yeah. Dissidia player for a while. And then finally came back to Pokken like this year, and now he just comes right back and gets 3rd place. Like, it's nuts. Man.
He's like, I still got it.
Yeah, it's
like, got it.
You know, no one's gonna be able to handle this 2016 Mewtwo.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great player. He's really
he is a really good player.
He's like super good fun.
Yeah.
And then you have like, you know, I don't like people like Septile Shinja and Masaroto who. Well, Septile Shinja, I don't think has ever top 8 in like any Japanese event, so that's super cool to see him like finally. Like, I know he's done reasonably well. I don't think he's ever really broken even out of his pool, but I know he's always been in the community like grinding a lot. And then Masaroto, he's been getting better this year. Like I don't remember which of the qualifying events, but I know he got like top 8 at one of them, and then it's cool to see him like get consistent results, and then another. A Libre, a rare breed nowadays.
And I think I've never actually heard of like I believe it's like Ibu,
yep.
Yeah,
Ibu.
Yeah. So she's actually been playing since like OG arcade.
Yeah, I remember it was like a super old doubles event.
That's the exact event I was
thinking of.
I
saw her. Yeah.
Or actually, no. The event I'm thinking of was it's one of those like big Japanese expo events. It was like 8 players, or the top 8 consisted of 6 Gengars, Azazel, and Ibu. So
Gengar City.
Yeah, it was during those days. So yeah, she's been in here for a while. It's cool to see Blaziken, just cool to see Blaziken in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that's
Kanto.
Yeah, Kanto. That's been the previous events. All that coverage.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of events that happen, which is awesome to think about.
I was thinking, this is not that long. I looked, the last one was in September. It's like, there's a lot to cover.
Yeah, it was a lot to cover, but it's awesome that we have all these events to cover. Pokken's still going strong.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I guess that's like kind of like a good segue into sort of a next topic of like this is sort of discussion of like sort of what the current state of like Pokken content creation is.
Okay.
you all have some interesting things to talk about in that regard.
Yeah. Well, Monster, you want to go first since like you?
I could. Yeah, sure. All right, because Jin doesn't want to. So.
All right. Instantly steal.
All right. So yeah, what's up? Pokken content creation is great. Like I think that it's going to be great in 2019. I think that 2017 was when Pokken for DX came out, and that's when Pokken content creation I found like it boomed. Like I started seeing YouTube videos all the time. I started seeing Twitch streams all the time. Whenever I tune into Pokken, unless it's like 2 a.m, there's usually someone streaming Pokken, which is really good to see. Even if it's like 1 or 2 people. Growing as a Twitch streamer, playing literally only Pokken with like, occasional other games, barely though. It's fairly like not hard in terms of like I'm still getting followers, I'm still getting subs, Jin's still getting followers, Jin's still getting subs, same with McDareth, everybody who streams Pokken, you're still getting traction and followers and viewers, and there's people who are still chatting in your streams. You don't have dead chats, like everybody's like, asking questions, wanting to play games and stuff. Like I think Pokken has one of the most interactive Twitch communities like I've ever seen. Like
really?
Yeah, like I've seen a lot of like Twitch communities, like people stream like other games, and their chats are just dead. And like my chats are dead when I stream other games, but when I like stream Pokken, like I have people like asking questions. I have people like asking for games, asking for practice, just asking about how I am. It's just maybe it's just a few streamers, but like I find that like the Pokken game on Twitch, like the community's activity on streams is very, very lively, as opposed to like YouTube. different games. And YouTube's good, but I think like a lot of the content creations you're going to see on Twitch. But I do appreciate Pokken DX Assault. Like I think that's like probably
shout outs aside.
Yeah, shout outs aside. Like that's probably one of the coolest things that like I'm always waiting for the next video. Yeah, because like I really, really appreciate the work he's putting into it, as well as like the compilations are good. Like you're seeing, like I think recently it was just a Thanks a Lot compilation just came out.
Yeah. Was it like 2 hours?
Yeah.
Hour and a half long of just
it was like a ton of just thanks a lot, like destroying people.
Yeah, and he was super passionate about making that and finding it out there.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like that channel's not dead, right? Like you're getting constant content support, and then people also taking the VODs from Twitch and putting it on YouTube, like that's I think one of the coolest things, because like I'm starting to do that with my own sets, because like if I ever play in a tournament, I want to put it on my channel.
Yeah, I want to start doing that too.
So like I think that's like one of the coolest things is like we're having people take locals like Neo City Brawl and putting them on YouTube. So like people on YouTube not only get like it's not everybody on Twitch, right? They're still getting.
There's don't you post the Neo City Brawl VODs, right?
No, I don't.
Am I mistaken? Oh,
no?
Who am I thinking?
Okay. Well, Flagger streams. I don't know who posts them.
Yeah,
I don't. No,
Right.
Badminton.
Badminton?
That's crazy.
Yeah, where he's like, send me clips from locals and I'll post them on my channel, and I'm like, that's crazy. And he like does like full post like as if it's like a doghouse thing, right? Like this player versus this player with like a thumbnail. Like it's nice.
He edits it, which is super cool.
It's super.
But in terms of
you
like
have the dick. That's what I was thinking of. Got mixed up.
But yeah, in terms of creating more content, what I was talking like earlier, was that I feel like when it comes to actually making more, we get a little bit more like lazy, because there is like other games out there that will post like, hey, like we'll go to like other people's replays and post them and then actually make that content. But then we're not doing that too often on YouTube. There actually is more content out there for Twitch than YouTube for Pokken, I believe. And that's why I was like, wow, like I feel like maybe and this was something that Alistair said recently on one of his streams, was that what Pokken needs is more leaders, and more leaders that will actually like take the incentive to actually put out that content, not just on Twitch, because again that's where right now like you see most of us on, but if you can like actually get that video out. That video is gonna last forever. Aside from like past broadcasts would eventually will leave at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually, sparked up a little bit of a fire hearing that he wants to see more leaders. And that along with a post that Trish did that made me put out a montage video that I did not too long ago called "Do It to Him." Thought it was pretty good. People really started to enjoy it. I was like, you know what? I definitely should do this more often. And then along with that, I had an idea which I feel like would be really, really good. And I wanted everyone to like just imagine like having like, even though like we need more content out there, but imagine like having streamers competing all with each other, and it's literally like only streamers in that tournament. So that's why I created like a little flyer. That would be really nice to announce it. I basically called it Battle of the Streamers. And I'm not too sure what day I'll get like the official date, because again I want to make sure it's like even possible for like outside of the US to compete, like if a Japanese player wanted to compete, or somebody from Canada, somebody from EU. And that's
spicy connections on that one.
Must have a LAN adapter.
Yeah, I thoroughly have that in my rules. But it'd be amazing to see a whole bunch of streamers streaming all at the same time on Twitch. Mm-hmm. And then like you say like, hey, this streamer is competing against this streamer, and you can go to either one just to watch them like fight.
Like side to side view, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it's always like it's always like cool to see like events happen where just like there's just like a bunch of streamers for it. Like and this is like a huge scale, like very different kind of game, but like Hearthstone, just had the expansion and you have like all these streamers like doing the expansion, and everyone's like super excited about it. It definitely generates a lot more excitement and like content awareness.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I got the idea from the fact that there are often times where Pokken on Twitch, you'll see probably like two or maybe three or maybe one Pokken streamer at a certain time, and then like probably an hour or two goes by, that person goes away, and there's only still one. So I thought this would be a really amazing idea to why not make somebody at least make a push to get a whole bunch, like just put a thought in your mind of like having probably maybe 50 people streaming Pokken all at the same time.
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
I feel like that'd be an amazing thing to see, and that's why I made this. A while ago I had the idea, but I didn't have like the title or name to actually be taken seriously. But but now that I thought about it, I was like, you know what, it'd be a really good time to do it. So I hope to it's definitely going to be in like probably in the next few months. I'll try to make sure that I get the Smash GG out of there. Try to make sure I probably do some polls to see what days people would probably enjoy it. Obviously, most likely a weekend. Try to find a good time for at least people to join in all the time. And I think would be a pretty good idea is probably to make it like 2 days, because again, like as time goes on, as the tournament goes on, it's gonna like be throughout the day. People are gonna want to sleep. People are gonna want to do other things too.
Yeah.
So that's one of the ideas that I really hope to make sure I take in charge of. I will be competing in it. I'm not gonna just TO it. No, I have to be a part of it. Because it'd be crazy to see like imagine just Munster and McDareth competing in this tournament right now.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd
be real cool.
Yeah, no, that does seem like a ton of fun.
Yeah, then it was like I think one of my favorite things streaming Pokken was what I almost forgot. Victory Road 2, right?
Oh, that was fun. Yeah,
Victory Road 1 too.
A bunch of people streamed it, and it was like I didn't just don't generally do like online tournaments for Pokken, but I joined that one. This is how it was a good idea, and it was for
it was part of the charity drive.
Yeah,
right?
It was for the Evo drive. So I joined in on that one, and like there's people who joined in and just watched and were like this is like, oh no, it wasn't Evo Drive, but yeah,
it was to get Doghouse at Austin.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one was Evo, was the first victory road. So like, it was cool, and like it was people who saw like, oh, competitive Pokken thing, who just follow my channel but don't really watch Pokken that much, and they came in and watched, and like it was my game versus Wise, and like we were just playing it, and people were like, that's like, and they told me that afterwards, like that was one of the coolest things of Pokken I've ever seen. I never watched it. It's like,
that's awesome.
It's a good way to like reach out to people who like follow some channels out there who have played but don't really play all the time, but would watch something in a competitive setting more so than someone just playing just like casually. It's also, I think, it's really smart because it gets over the problem Pokken has. It's like you can't really do like, so like if someone wanted to do like a sub tournament, right? You kind of can't because there's no spectating.
Because again,
but like this, you have every person who's in it, you can watch them. So even up to the final, you can still watch it because like the Reddit events, it's hard to do that because whoever is grand finals isn't streaming. You can't follow along.
Yeah.
So now with this, it's such a good idea because if you post it and people wanted to check it out, they can hop from stream to stream. It's a good way to actually take streaming and make it a community thing. Because now, by you streaming, if you're out and you switch, it's like, okay, well, I'll host this guy who's still in, or people can keep following along who's still in the tournament.
Yep.
Yeah, either just hosting a person that you probably want to like to win, or probably just want to like.
What about this, right?
Yeah.
If you get eliminated by someone, you have to host it.
You have to host a raid. I
was actually putting that in one of my.
That would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's like
if you want to keep streaming, you have to win.
Yeah, like if you get eliminated or something, yeah, for sure.
Or you have to host the person you lost to in bracket.
Yeah, the way I see it is like, I think it's really cool because if you think about it, like we watch a major now, right? Like any even Destiny, or you watch Canada Cup, you get off-stream games, right? Like there's things that aren't streamed, and there's really good sets that happen that aren't streamed, and there's really good sets that aren't recorded, and there's really good sets that like no one gets to see because there's only a handful that gets put on the main stage really out of the good games. Like I mean, I played at Destiny, I played Whitey White, and that was one of the like best sets people said they've seen in a long time, and like man, it didn't get recorded or streamed. So like if you your idea of having a net play tournament where everybody is required to stream is genius, because you're not going to miss any sets, which is really cool. So like I think that's a really good idea because you're not going to miss any sets. Like you can, I mean, at the end of it, I mean, you could even compile a VOD of all the sets from everybody's streams, and then have a giant video of the entire tournament, and people could like flip through their games and stuff.
Just imagine how long that video could be.
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean? Like
that's such a good idea, because then you can actually follow everything all the way through.
Yeah, and you could follow the entire tournament straight down to grands, right? And I think that's really
honestly
cool.
That's really smart. If if you can get everyone who agrees to be like, yeah, I don't mind you take footage from my stream, or even if they record it and send it to you, because then that also boosts each stream who's a part of it. Because now your stream is now in this whole collective that if people go and watch the VOD of like, I want to see these sets, they can see it like everyone's stream all the way through.
Yeah, and you could do like timestamps in the description for every like set. That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be super cool project.
Honestly, I would say instead of just one, you just do multiple videos. Because that way it's
yeah, you're right.
It's more, so you get more views per video, and then it's easier for people to say like, oh, this one was pretty good. I don't have time now, but I'll come back and watch this one, kind of thing.
And you have it like all in a big playlist. Like, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Yeah, so
I really like that idea.
Thank you. So made a nice. I feel like it's nice. Do you guys like it? Like, the art. Like,
I almost good. It's gotta be. I'd say you gotta make it 16:9.
Yeah.
But besides that,
you also have to like not have Shadow Me to go above the background.
I thought it was a pretty good idea. I don't know. I just like made whatever was on the spot because I was like, oh wait, I should definitely make like a flyer for this. Just to like announce it. So
yeah, no, I mean it's awesome that you even like made it.
But yeah, I take criticism. I'll definitely like get you guys' input, make even a better one than this one right here, and then like make the official announcement. I'll even speaking of even more content, I feel like I should say this too, because with me putting out do it to him the montage I made, I've decided that I want to do character montages where I'll actually go to like for example a Shadow Mewtwo montage video. I'll edit it myself, make it myself, or I'll even get help if people want to help. Just again, not only to just, you know, be a leader like Alistair says, but I feel like it's just, you know, it's not often you see that kind of stuff, especially from Pokken.
Yeah.
And I literally tried to remember what was a video involving like a montage, and then it made me think back to I believe it was Team Attack, Team Counter, Team Grab, from Jet Splits video.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like, has anyone made like a montage since then for Pokken? Try to think about it.
Like a tournament? I don't know.
No.
So something fun that I feel like will be like community driven. I don't know what character. I'll probably make a poll about it. What character I should start with first. So yeah, that's gonna be something that I'm going to start doing simply because I want to be one of those leaders that actually, you know, puts out that content and, you know, actually spans the horizon for Pokken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's awesome that more people.
Yeah, it is.
Want to do that. Yeah, and it is hard to like. I think like the only real difficulty with YouTube is sort of like there's a question of like, is there an audience for it sometimes?
So I always argued that, you know, there is an audience for Pokken, but it's like, how big is it? So one thing that was brought up that I think when the last dig, so when Shofu was on, he mentioned like, thanks a lot winning worlds. That video now has 1 million views, right? But what happened from that 1 million views? You know, thanks a lot just doesn't stream, doesn't make videos because he can't right now. So like, that's a lot of traction, but it didn't really go anywhere.
It
so it's
wasn't
like,
converted.
Yeah. So like when something like that happens, if we have content that's up that people can find, then it like it transitions it. So that's kind of like what needs to happen. So like, say for some reason Destiny like blew up super big and maybe Jin won it. So then what I would want to see is like, you should go home and go Destiny victory celebration, stuff like that. Just put up a stream, maybe put up a video talking about the tournament, like stuff like that. That's like how an event happens, something cool happens. That's how like you transition that into something where like, no, I don't want to say like you're taking advantage of the situation because that's kind of.
But I mean,
that's
you
like,
are though.
You are, but like that's the pitfall I do for myself because I don't really like the way it sounds, so I don't do it. So I'm stupid. But
that is being a creator, right? I mean,
it's
you know,
that, and
in
it's
the
also
sense.
it's just playing the algorithm. That's what YouTube is now.
Yeah,
it's like you have to, of course, you have to make content in a way that YouTube will share it to people, and that when people see it, they want to click it and stay. Because if they click it, stay. If they comment, if they like it, even if they dislike it, then YouTube will push it to more people.
Yeah,
it's you know free, but advertisement. You know, like just having people see that makes brand awareness. And,
oh, you're right. Yeah,
like has that sort of people are like aware of things for like a couple of days at like most. So you have to be quick about it too. That's like the thing. Like otherwise it's just gonna like be something else is gonna come up and
it'll be behind. That's the other thing I do too much because I take so damn long to make a video.
But yeah, again, going back to like the whole like, you know, people sometimes like get lazy and actually like uploading it or uploading a video. So it's definitely like on us to actually put out like YouTube videos like that. And even if it's like what were some highlights from a tournament? That's literally a pretty easy video that you can make. You know, if you go to Twitch, see some clips that like people have gotten, take those clips, put them in a video, put it on YouTube. That's pretty much content that you can actually, you know, just start you know, snowballing into.
I will say though, if you're using clips from people's streams, just ask them. That's all you can do.
All
as long as you just go like, hey, you don't mind if I use this, and they're say fine, then yeah, you're good. Just like, because there is a case of people just like, oh, this guy's streaming and it's big, I'm gonna make clips of all his content before he can.
And it happens. Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah, it's a huge issue in like big games where it's like actually is.
Yeah, like people don't really think about it because they're like, yeah, it's like, oh, I just want to see this content, so this person got it first, so what does it matter? But then it's like, well, the person who made the main content that this person is now capitalizing on couldn't even get a chance to make it, his own version of it, and like people only watch it once. Like maybe some people it's funny they'll watch it again, but most things you watch once, you're done. So then that view is gone. Yeah. So yeah, it's got. I mean. Not many people do it in Pokken anyway, but just as a precaution, if you're gonna do it, just like be sure just check with people.
Just common courtesy. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think we sort of talked about. Oh wait, no, there's one more thing. Speaking of YouTube, that we didn't get. Oh yes, the removal of the Nintendo partnership for content creation partnership.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which can be potentially big. It makes it a lot more convenient to.
It's huge.
It's so big.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that's a huge deal.
Does someone want to sort of give a rundown of what it was?
Yeah, I can go through it. For those watching who don't know what it is, I mean, I used to do YouTube, and I stopped doing YouTube because of the Nintendo Creator Partnership Program, which was a program where if you were not part of it and you're posting Nintendo at all content that includes Pokemon, Mario Kart, whatever it is. If you're not a part of that program, you get copyright stricken or warning. You just get demonetized pretty much.
The video gets demonetized.
Yes, or muted or whatever they want to do with it. And when you were part of the program, they would take 50% of all the revenue that you made on videos, no matter what. Like they take like 50% of all your earnings if you were part of their program to let you upload that content. And for me, like I was making YouTube videos with like 30 views, so they were taking like the only like half a cent every time, right? So I mean, yeah, it was a pretty big deal, and like I got frustrated with it and moved to Twitch, and I think a lot of people did too. Nintendo moved over to Twitch. The Creator Partner Program like also banned streaming on YouTube. For those who didn't know that,
it did.
If you were part of the program, you'd get taken down, like your streams would get taken down. If you weren't part of the program, then when your stream ends, your VODs will be fully muted. So it was really hard for a lot of Nintendo creators to like try to grow and become like successful on YouTube's platform. And that's why you see so many like YouTubers or on Twitch for like their Nintendo stuff. Like it's all on Twitch, everything's on Twitch, because it wasn't as strict on Twitch. They are now removing said program, which means that more people should be more than welcome to upload all the Pokken content in the world without any fear of having anything muted or anything censored or anything shut down, which is amazing because it just gives so much freedom for all the Nintendo Switch content to just be like fully out there for everybody. It's really, really cool.
It didn't hit Pokken so much because it's like Namco Bandai and even Pokemon.
Yeah, you're right.
Pokemon Company is pretty good at like most of their songs. They don't strike you for most.
Most.
But like most of the Pokemon songs, you can just use it and they don't care. But like, if you did any Mario content, Zelda content, Kirby, ARMS, Smash Brothers for any of those other games, just got your video got demonetized just for like having songs from a game from 20 years ago.
It was pretty weird.
It was ridiculous. The other part is in the program itself, you were in it, they require that you only upload Nintendo content. Nothing else.
Yeah, your entire channel has to be Nintendo content only. If it's not, then every single video has to be manually added in, which is extremely tedious because it has to go through a reviewing process before it's even able to get monetization, which is insane. It was.
Like, I always wanted them to do this, but I just thought that they wouldn't because
it's free money.
The big thing is like it's Nintendo Japan. Like Nintendo Japan was the reason like Nintendo Creator that program was there. They're the reason like it was as difficult as it was. Nintendo America always wanted to be like they were every time Nintendo America asked, they're like, yeah, we understand how this works, but Nintendo Japan says this.
Yeah, Nintendo Japan had a very skewed view of like how video and like streaming culture kind of existed beyond Japan. Like that's kind of a struggle a lot of Japanese companies have, is they don't really they don't have that kind of scope, and just sort of focus on like what they think they know. It's like based off their own small region, and often doesn't really fit. There's a lot of problems that arise from that, but it's cool to see them actually.
Yeah, actually, like I never really 2018.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I didn't expect this to happen at all.
The second I saw the tweet, it's like, what the hell, what is this? And I go and click it, and I see it went to the Nintendo Japan site, it said an English page, like, okay, this is serious then. If it's on Nintendo Japan.
Yeah, it's like, you know, they're slowly getting there.
Because, yeah, like,
maybe,
I know...
Maybe one day we'll have voice chat in games, too, you know?
I know PK Sparktrans was super happy, because, like, he's mostly Mario content, and, like, half his videos just get demonetized, because Mario music is just, like, they will literally demonetize it. So I was talking to him about it afterwards, he's like, yeah, I was so happy. I put a claim in for a video, and they just approved it. So I just slowly going through all my videos and taking them back, because now I just put up content, and, like, that's, like, it's so big, because, like you said, streaming and all this stuff is just a culture that Nintendo... It's just, I'm happy to see Nintendo moving forward with, like, a lot of their stuff they're doing now is more progressive. They're running events for other games. Maybe it's not how you would normally see it, but, like, they announced for Ultimate, but it's like items and stuff in Japan. Yeah. But it's like still they're running something. They didn't do that before. And then like Pokemon companies I mean, they were already uploading videos, but uploading them not 6 months late.
Yeah, shoutouts to DC for that. You know, he really put a I remember I think he said at some point, like, he petitioned hard in TPCI to, like, get those videos uploaded, like, day of, which is awesome. It does a lot for those videos, for that content. DC has done so much. God bless him. Recently, he was, you know, he shows up every now and again in Discord asking some vague questions.
Normally hinting at something.
What are people's favorite Pokemon? Who are commentators in Pokken? You know, like,
okay.
You know, it's probably not like 99% chance it's just nothing. But you know, a 1% chance at something.
Yeah, it'll
hold on to that.
It'll be like an internal community vote for a new character.
Like, probably not. But, you know, you never know.
Yo, everybody just like next time he does it, just say Marshadow in the chat.
Dude, if Marshadow ever gets in, I'll cry. We'll literally cry.
It's a cool fighter, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah, Marshadow's a neat Pokemon.
Yeah.
What kind of burst attack would not sound dope? Called 7-star Soul Stealer.
Oh man.
Is that its like special move?
That's a Z move, yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be called that though.
But what if?
Just let the Jin imagination exist.
Yes. Allow this.
Alright. I think we really wrapped up all there is to talk about for that topic, content creation.
Yeah. And
been going on for a little while, so let's, you know, transition to the final topics of just the upcoming events.
Yeah, for sure.
We got some really cool ones actually. But first, let's coming up in 2 weeks, we got Northeast Championship, NEC. What were you thinking of?
Dude, I've never been to an NEC, so don't judge me.
Are you going to NEC or?
Currently at this moment, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Simply because there's a tournament in Canada called.
Am I talking about that now, or?
I mean, if you want to.
I mean, yeah. We
sure.
we could. So I'm running it.
Frostings.
There's Frosty Frostings a week before Frostfire, which is an event I'm running, and it's it's a little late on the announcement, but it's still going to be a pretty good event. I mean, I have word some very cool players are looking to make a showing. I know Adelvos is probably coming back. He wants to get that back-to-back Canada championships. I've heard also that Michigan wants to go quite badly as well, and I think I got a maybe from like a whole bunch of people. Like after that, I got a maybe from Roxo, and I got a maybe from Thanks a Lot, and I got a maybe from I think I got a maybe from Mr. Jin. So
for Frostfire or for
Frostfire?
Frostfire.
Okay.
Yeah, because for me, I was definitely planning on going to Frosty, simply because the last time I went to Frosty did pretty well. Sorry, Roxo. And
you're not sorry.
I mean, I'm trust me. I'm like 50-50 sorry. Trust me, I'm 50-50 sorry. But I definitely wanted to go back simply because I loved the event. It was like my believe it or not, it was my first time seeing snow.
Really?
Wait, what?
Yes, it was. Yes,
You just never left Florida?
Yeah.
dude, I've left Florida. I
Just
never.
during the good times for the rest of the world, though.
What kind of snow did you get? Were you like in snowfall, or was it
like
just
it
like
was when I landed, it was snowfall,
nice?
and
Nice.
I was like, I can touch it. I even threw a snowball, and it was the best thing I could ever do. I was like, satisfaction.
Nice.
But the fact that I saw the production of Frostfire's video, it was like wow. And
I want to know the song in that video. Good.
But yeah, it was really nice. The fact that it's a third headline, I believe you said.
Yeah,
third...
Pokken is the third headline of the entire major, which is crazy. I was like, I talked to them and they messaged me actually. So it's ran by my university's esports league, and they messaged me, and they were like, "Are you running Pokken at Frostfire again?" Because the first Frostfire was actually my first and Ottawa's first local. Yeah, so it's got like that kind of like backstory to it, and they messaged me and they're like, "So you want to do Frostfire again?" I'm like, "Another local, sure, whatever." Like 100%, yeah. I'll tell them it'll be like a little regional, and I'll invite a bunch of Canadians to come down. And they're like, "Okay, cool." And then I'm like, and then they started talking about how like it's gonna be much bigger of an event, and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Can Pokken get main stage?" And they're like, "Yeah, you want it for top 8?" And I'm like, yes.
He's like he's hearing all the right words right now.
So 100% I'm gonna get streamed for top 8, right? And they're like, yeah, you're on our schedule as priority. And I'm like,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
after seeing how much work is going into this Pokken event right now, I'm like, I've been to Frosty, but to go to an event in Canada, which I've never been, it's right. Like at that moment, it started to become more of a high consideration for me. So I'm definitely gonna see within time span of 2 weeks or 3. I'll probably like announce it. If I can go to Frostfire, then I'll definitely be going.
That sounds really exciting to watch.
Yeah. I mean, seeing Jin versus Adelvos.
I want
cool.
to fight Adelvos. No joke.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Just to backtrack a little bit, just saying some of the dates. We have NAC, December 14th to the 16th in 2 weeks. Then Frosty Frostings, first tournament of the new year, January 18th to the 19th. And then Frostfire will be January 26th and 27th. And then hopping across the pond, we have Niet Play. The Niet Play tournament.
Niet Play. Niet Play. Yep.
Niet Play.
Niet Play.
Pretty sure it's Niet. Happening on February 9th. Happening in the UK, I want to say. I have it. Hold on. I have the.
If you say EU, it just works.
Yeah, it's happening in Europe.
It's in Leeds, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Which is super cool. EU events. This is really cool because it's like fully grassroots. It's only Pokken. I heard sort of people said like they want to try and make this like European Destiny, which is exciting to hear.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are trying to go to that. And speaking of EU, they got one more event. This one's being hosted trying to be set up by Jin Tracks, I believe. Thermodynamics Throwdown, happening on March 9th to 10th. Another Pokken only event. This community is really just pushing and like having.
Yeah.
Even
our own events.
2 events back to back is like something that really hasn't happened. Or it's like within 2 months like this.
Yeah, like they normally have like one every like 3 months or something. At most, So having like these 2 events is super cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a lot more footage from them. I'm really excited about. And just overall, I really like the fact that Pokken is trying to push for self-sustainability.
Yeah.
Like not Like, it's really cool. It's really awesome to be at other FGC events, and I think that's super great for our community. Just having that like inclusion and cross pollination that comes with that. But being able to have our own events, like support ourselves, does go a long way to show our like commitment to the game.
Yeah.
And like sort of stability of Pokken in the long run.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it does actually even help for like other events, because it's like if we can show up for our own tournaments, like we can potentially like try and convince other events to be like, you know, have us there because we will show up.
Yeah, that was like a big thing. So I remember I talked with this with Roxo one time with like, there's a thought, I keep hearing people say, oh, Pokken's super grassroots. Well, now it's more so it's true. But like in the past, it like, really we were only at FGC events.
Yeah.
Or like Pokemon Company events. We didn't really run anything ourselves. So now that like people are popping up, it's like, okay, I want to run this. So like Final Boss is like the first really big one I can think of. And then from then we just keep getting more and more people like starting up an event and running it.
Yeah. Which is super cool, you know, like, yeah, as Alistair said, like more leaders, better. More people stepping up to try and make stuff happen.
Speaking on the thought of future events, although it's not confirmed right now, I believe. Speaking on the fact of again, CEO last time it had a side event, but it wasn't like, you know, like actual like titled game. It was like, luckily thanks to I believe it was like Kino, Bim, and some other people who and Alex too, who decided like, hey, like we should definitely make a side event, even though if like, you know. So on that thought, Jabali himself put out a tweet literally explaining why there wasn't a Pokken event last time, and it was because he purposely wanted to make sure that a lot of people go to a TPCI event, I believe it was.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
And so basically what he did was he didn't like cut off the lifeline, but you know, he just was like, you know what, he definitely wants to see this, and he basically just went through it, even though if he knows, like, you know, some of us really wanted Pokken again, that CEO. So upon seeing that tweet, I'm like, wow. So just like noticing that, I'm like, that most likely means that we can definitely get Pokken on the map for CEO again next year.
Yeah, you know, recently Jabali he has this podcast, I think. And recently he just gave us like a sort of quick shout out when he was talking about how he's like worked with TPCI, and how I think he said like Pokken is like one of the most passionate communities he's seen. Like we cheer really loud. And like he does really, I think, like working with Pokemon, with Pokken community, with TPCI, and I think he does like, if there comes a time where it's like we don't have a TPCI circuit, I feel like he would, like he does have faith in us, and he would like want to keep trying to help us have something, you know, which I think is really cool. And you know, Alistair putting those eye emojis in the chat. What could they mean?
But yeah, so I feel like that's definitely something that's pretty good to see, because again, a lot of there was plenty of people who are like, wow, like Pokken's not going to be at CEO like this time.
What does that mean? Like,
yeah. So, I was already thinking about like, hey, like if there could even be a smidge of a chance, even a little bit, then I will push for it. I was even thinking about like I'm thinking about doing so much right now, and then I'm really happy about what I have planned for the future, especially for Pokken. Yeah. So along with that, I was like, yo, like I should definitely like hey, Pokken for CEO. Hey.
He's like, what do you want? It's like Pokken.
Jabali is an amazing person. Yeah. Let's not talk about the fact that when I seeing him at Worlds was like the first time me.
I was gonna try and bring something up from that, because he was definitely trying to roast you at Worlds after your matches.
Dude, every single time I've had a match, he's like, "So you lost, right?" I'm like, and then there was a time where the most it wasn't irritating, but it was just like really. It was when I had beat Cross at World, and then because it was like that was pretty emotional for me because Cross is one of the people I've gotten most of my gameplay from, and I've like watched him a lot. So having to like fight him in bracket and then actually winning was like just crazy for me. And then LCF being so proud of me, giving me a hug, and then and then it was like, you know, one of my passionate pop-offs, like a real pop-off. That because again, like, you know, the ones that are real are the ones that like you can't control. So in the background is Jabali. Okay, so I'm assuming you can go on to your next match, right? I'm like, are you serious? Can you see I am emotional right now? And not to mention that, but it was like it was after Cross into I believe Idek into Ouroboros into Thulius, and then he's like, "You can go into your next match, right?" But you know what? He's a cool dude. Yeah, dude, I was getting trolled like a good 65% of the time I was there. Yeah. Not even joking.
It's really hilarious.
I was gonna say another reason I feel like Pokken's at the Big E events because I remember like the very first NEC. Like, Pokken was one of the loudest games there.
Yeah, we were loud.
Like, maybe we weren't super big, but, like, we always cheered. And he even said to himself, like, you guys are, like, great. And, like, you're always bringing the hype. So, like, Big E runs Pokken because, like, every time he runs it, we show up. I'm sad, actually, because, like, I was going to go to NEC, then I realized it is next weekend. And I took a week off of work for Ultimate.
Yeah.
And then I had to go back to work. And then NEC is obviously that weekend, so I probably can't go.
Yeah, I messed up my schedule when I'm gonna be going back into New York City, so it's like I won't be able to make it. Like I go back into New York City the day after NEC, so it's like I already have my train ticket. Like I bought this ticket like way in advance because there was like I had to get it on sale. So it's like it's really unfortunate because I really wanted to go.
Yeah, I was gonna go to I was thinking of it, and then I'm like, no, that's not possible. Because I did Canada Cup, and then right after Canada Cup, I did Destiny, and then like 2 weeks later, you want to go to NEC? Like, it's just not happening.
Yeah, it's like, let me look at that wallet real quick.
Yeah, that was literally me. Because I don't know how many people saw the post I made on Twitter, but I literally said, I'm gonna go broke at Destiny, and believe it or not, I actually did. And then once like NEC was happening, I was like, yeah, way too close to Destiny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just too much. Have a cool down. Yeah, wallet's gotta refresh a little bit, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear NEC's still getting some pretty good numbers. I don't know where
no doubt
those numbers are coming from because they don't release the numbers, but apparently it has.
Well, it's the tri-state boost. Like any event
they got
tri-state people just
tri-state boost.
Just show up.
Yeah,
that's like one of the best things of being in tri-state for Pokken. It's like, oh, this month there's NEC, a couple months down Winter Brawl, then we got Summer Jam, and all these other things just pop up and just go to them.
Yeah. Like tri-state's very fortunate, like I think, because they're in like a very big hotspot for FGC events as well as like Pokken. So like you guys get to go to majors like non-stop. I gotta kind of create the majors.
Yeah, no.
It's different.
Yeah. I mean, we still have to like push with them and make sure they're not guaranteed by any stretch.
No, of course not. But yeah. It's like your guarantee of entrance is very easy. Like not very easy, but it's like easier.
It's probably highest of most regions, I think.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we still gotta push for that. Make sure always gotta push for showing up because we're not guaranteed. Hopefully, I haven't heard whether or not we'll be at final round. That will be.
I don't think final round's even happening.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the last one was the last one.
Oh,
the final round. That was the final round.
Final round.
Maybe that changed.
I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, after the last one, we thought that was like the last one. So
remember that
might change because every time something goes away, it's like Winter Brawl's done. By the way, I'm making it for 3D fighters only.
I mean, there's still like potentially Apex might happen one day. Who knows about that one?
Yeah. I mean, I don't see. What's funny is my stepbrother is the one who runs it now, and I don't even know.
But you guys have also heard about Smash and Splash adding Pokken to their roster, right?
Yes. But I was pushing for that. I wanted that so badly. I was so happy, and then it's the same weekend as DreamHack. DreamHack Dallas.
Yeah, but it's not even confirmed that DreamHack's gonna have Pokken.
Jabali's still running it. Then I'm.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll push for like a side event. I know, like.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's like, do I have to decide of going back to Texas, where like where it started, or do I, go to a water park where Pokken is?
Smash and Flash is so tempting, but like if DreamHack has Pokken, I'm just going to DreamHack. It's like it's the thing of like DreamHack will have both Smash and Pokken, so I get what I would get at Smash and Splash. And there's friends who live in Texas, so I don't get to see a lot, so then I can go hang out with them too. So it's just like a win-win.
Speaking of like recently announced, didn't 2GG say they're going to do like another Switch Fest? Effectively?
Yeah. I
don't
know.
I don't think it's called Switch
they're
Fest,
gonna do it, but yeah, they're doing one focused on the Switch games.
I think it's February.
Okay.
Like late February. Probably, if I was to take a guess, President's Weekend.
Mm-hmm. You think it's gonna be Aces, Splatoon, Pokken, and ARMS?
Yeah, that sounds right. Which is hype, more.
Yeah,
more West Coast events, the better,
It's like the more I think about it, I'm like, man, we have so many events like every year. Like, I mean, if you think about it, like, there's some like games that don't nearly have half the amount of events that we have like every year. Like some games, like you even see them, you're like, oh yeah, they get their world championship, but like that's it. You know what I mean? Like they don't get like a ton of majors, and like it's really cool to kind of see that like almost all of our majors are all run by just like people saying, I want to run a major one day, and they just plan it out and it works, So like I think that's really cool. Like I think the grassroots style of Pokken is just, man, it's so impressive to just like revel at, like, oh my god, Destiny just happened, oh my god, like this just happened because like someone just wanted to plan a major and it happened. So
I think it's just like really amazing to see like how much our efforts are actually like pushing us towards. Yeah, because me coming in later into the community, I didn't really know about any of like the issues that were going on in Pokken, and then to like me being very passionate, like thanks to like people who pushed me towards it, to hear about like they called it, well, you guys calling it the dark age. I was like wow, like this actually
that was certainly a time.
So to see now, especially like I never knew about that part. There's still so many things that I've never known about, like Pokken's past. I feel like us together, we've been pushing so much that people are really recognizing it.
Yeah.
And I guess you could even say that like I'm not gonna say like Worlds was the cause of it. I feel like it happened way before, but I feel like we've been getting to in our shining, or so if you could call it refurbished, I guess you could call it refurbished.
Oh yeah, you can.
But I feel like it refurbished. But I feel like we're actually getting into our golden age.
Getting into a groove, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really like I think I'm making, maybe it's just like going on a long shot and just like saying it, but I totally believe and wholeheartedly believe that 2019 is going to be one of the best years Pokken's ever had. Like I wholeheartedly believe it. Like I hear already so many events that are being planned. Like we got 2 events, 2 majors in January already. Like like there's December, and then January there's 2 majors. Right after that there's like Thermodynamic Throwdown. Right after that there's like Smash and Splash and DreamHack. Like it's just already lined up, and the year just started. Like it's crazy. And if you think about it.
Hearing Smash and Splash really got me too, because I was like, I've always heard like Smash and Splash is like just straight Smash.
Like, no, but they're adding more games. Last time they added ARMS. They had ARMS last time. I think they might have had some fighting games, but I know they put ARMS last time. It's like, well, if you got ARMS, why? Like I even tweeted at them like, you have ARMS because you had Run Pokken, heard nothing. But a year later, they did it.
I mean, I guess this is like a good time to segue to maybe like one last topic that Alistair brought up in the chat. Sort of like our thoughts on, I guess, Pokken in a post-Smash Ultimate world.
So I mean,
Smash Ultimate.
I kind of want to go first because
go ahead, please.
I mean, you have the most Smash content.
Yeah, definitely most involved.
Definitely in both. Yeah. So I won't lie to you, I was worried. starting out, because like
it's not.
when Smash Ultimate was coming, it's like, okay, when this game hits in Pokken, what's going on right now is going to keep Pokken, you know, fine. Like obviously, people see, if you're around here, you know, I don't really stream Pokken as much as I used to, obviously. And when Smash Ultimate comes out, I'll be streaming that a lot. But like, I'll still do times where I'll do like a Ferrum Heights or a Dig whenever Roxo actually is around. so I'll do one of those. Like, I'll still do these and upload them because like I like this. I like this content myself, so I want to see this kind of stuff happen. So I want to do it and do what I can to help, besides just playing the game on stream. But it's just like, I was worried, like, okay, events, because I thought with Ultimate hitting, a lot of events are gonna have more reason to run Pokken because you just have to have switches now. So like, we have these switches. Let's run this other game on the setups we already have. So like, hearing Smash and Splash has it now, it's really like something I really wanted, was I'm happy about. And then like, yeah, just seeing all the events that are being planned coming up, it makes me really happy to see that like Pokken should be, because like the big thing about it is, only reason Pokken would be in trouble is if people just like let it die. Right? Yeah. If Ultimate comes out and people just like stop talking about it, stop running events, stop going to events, then yes, Pokken would be in a really bad spot. But it seems like people are really pushing to keep it going.
Yeah, like we just talked about all these events happening, you know, already planned. You know, and it's like Ultimate comes out in like 2 days. We got tournaments
it's 2
days. Already planned in like within for the next 4 months. You know,
like
days.
That's Thursday at midnight. Don't take this away from me.
McDareth himself is like waiting, like looking at his calendar.
I mean, I feel like I'd be lying if I wasn't doing it too. You know.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it, but like I also see like a lot of people being like thinking that like Pokken is genuinely in trouble for this, and I just like I don't think that's true, because I mean, and for example, I can put in the Canadian scene in this very tightly. So I don't know if a lot of you heard, I went to a Smash local a couple days ago. It was like about a couple days before my monthly, and I participated in Smash for like the first time in like an event. It was really fun. And like before bracket, obviously I had to wait. I pulled out Pokken. And like I set it up in a little stand with a little USB-C thing and pulled out my Hori pad and just started practicing as some of my friends who are Smash players, but also played at my monthlies. And we were just hanging out. And I had Smash players like come up to me like, "What game is that? What game is that? That's so cool."
That's what's crazy. People still don't know this game exists.
Yes, I'm like
it's so
what?
crazy when people like I'm playing it like when I stream it and people just come by like, "Oh, Pokken? What's this game? I've never heard of this." It's like Pokemon Company, why?
And like I had these players that were like hardcore Smash only, and they like I said, "Here, take it." Gave him my controller. He started playing. He's like, "This game's awesome." And then those 2 players signed up for the monthly, and then I was like, okay. So then we got new players into our local scene, and then they said, "Oh yeah, we're also gonna participate. See if Pokken's at Frostfire, I'll play at Frostfire." I was like, there you go. Like I mean. The Smash community, and I mean I think it's just Canada, like maybe we're just fortunate that
like it's the thing is like the big part is like a lot of people don't have Switches right now, because like a lot of people will buy a Nintendo console for Smash. Now they have Smash. Now it's like, okay, what other games is there? And then if we have a scene that has tournaments, we have content, we have all this stuff going on, they can now see it and experience it, and then maybe it's like, oh, I like this too, so they join in.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like I think one of the coolest things is like and Smash itself, like I mean, if people haven't noticed, my local's titled Grand Capital Smash. It's a Smash monthly, but they host Pokken right beside it because they like it. Like they it's not like they dislike Pokken. Like Smash and Pokken work so well together in the sense that they're both Nintendo games. They both have characters that are from, you know, Smash that are in Pokken. You know, Lucario is in both games. You know, Charizard's in both games. So like I have players who come in from the Smash community and they look at like Pokken and they're like, "Is Charizard in this?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Cool, I'm playing him," and they have like a whole bunch of fun. So like I think like this whole fear that like one Nintendo game is going to stomp out another Nintendo game is just bizarre. Like it's a Nintendo game. Everybody in the Nintendo community is a family. They don't bash each other's games out. They work beside them. You know, no matter how big a community is.
No.
In a lot of
that's not ideal world.
There,
but YouTube comments they
The
reason I'm saying that is because I guess I'm in Canada and like we don't do that. But like if you guys have experiences with that,
maybe like more local like communities, I'd say that's probably more true. But in like grander online areas, it's like maybe not so much. But yeah, I do think like
yeah. No, I guess you're right. Yeah.
I
mean, like more in a local aspect.
Yeah, person to person, yeah. Normally people are pretty alright, but like the random Wi-Fi warrior, Fox main 420.
Like poking Ellie flaming.
Yeah. I don't think we'll. I honestly think we'll be fine. I guess you could call my thinking a little bit like underhanded, but because what, like when you think about it, like what majors are having like title games that have like a Switch? None, right? Like what popular game out there right now is having a major that's on a Switch? Now you put a game that is on the Switch that you definitely know everybody's literally throwing their wallets down, waiting to happen, and then you're like, okay, now this event has Switches.
Yeah.
Okay, what other games are going to be on the Switch that are competitive? Okay. That's like really my thought of thinking it. Like,
yeah, you're right.
And I'm not really afraid of like, because I think the main worry is like, all right, well, people are like gonna be like, hey, Pokken's already been here, and then they turn their eyes towards Smash because it's a newer game. People have been waiting for it. But for me, I'm just like, you know what? If you look at how many people, because every now and not even every now and then, every time when I actually do stream, I swear I get at least maybe five or six people who are considerably new to the scene or to the game. So they said that they either got it last week, last month, like however long ago, and then they want to get into playing Pokken, and then they're asking for advice, things like that. How can I improve other things?
Yeah.
And if I really think about how many times that I stream times those people, then I'm like, okay, so that means like 20 people per week are like picking up a game, and for me that's not like bad at all. So there's people who are still gonna look at Pokken and be like, hey, like this is pretty cool, and it's not gonna be overshadowed by Smash. Again, Smash is like its own
Smash is Smash. Yeah,
Smash is Smash.
I mean, it's its own game. It's like like Street Fighter players don't people don't leave Street Fighter because MKX came out,
No, yeah, exactly.
Like different communities.
Yeah, they're different communities.
I mean, there will be cross.
Yeah, the coolest thing is like,
but it's not like
people at the top like play the other game, and people who like them like watch and like check it out. So that's like the big thing.
Yeah, at tournaments, if like both Pokken and Smash Ultimate events, have these. You're gonna have a lot of new people who come to like FGC events because of Ultimate. And will watch. And if Pokken's there, they might see
stream,
it.
And like, even if it's like right
before
Smash,
hear Jin screaming.
Some people will watch it and check it out. Like,
I am the biggest promoter we have.
One of the best like Pokken things. Although I'll just tell the story though it didn't happen. But like one of the best Pokken things was like Apex 2016.
Yes.
So Pokken was on main stage, top 4, and it was on Teen Spooky. So people who don't watch Pokken could see it. That was always the issue. Pokken's always on like a small channel. It was like on Teen Spooky on a big channel, it was promoted basically. And then like even like because I was staying at the Loft, which is a Smash 4 house. Just I was there because it was up there, so I roomed there during Apex. They moved to Ohio though. But I was staying there, and Void was staying there too. And like Void watched it, and he like the grand finals of Catfight versus Cyberman. He watched the whole thing. He's like, "Wow, this game's sick. I kind of want to play this." Yeah. That's Void. Like.
Oh, yeah, no, like, and like, yeah, I remember like after that, I think there was like some tournament or like local monthly, I want to say, that happened in New Jersey where it was like Nairo versus Catfight in grand finals or something. Like, that people do see it at events, and there's gonna be so many new players for Ultimate.
Yeah,
it's gonna be cool. I think there's a lot of potential.
It'll only help. Like expand Pokken's like eyes. Like
hey, I mean, to be fair, like let's be honest, there will be people who will move to Pokken for maybe some of them temporarily. Some people might stay and Smash Ultimate, but I don't think it's gonna be so many people. Like it's gonna like super cripple the community.
Yeah, it seems like most people who play Pokken just are here for Pokken. Like,
yeah,
I think
like,
you see a lot of people
we've been here for a while.
who've been here just being like, yeah, I'm just done.
Yeah,
Mm.
and I see a lot of people
do
like
other things, but they'll probably still play the game and support it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool to see.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people like taking breaks right now for Pokken, and I'm like that's fine. I mean, I see a lot of people taking tons of breaks, and like that's okay, because if you overplay a fighting game, you do fatigue yourself, and you actually get progressively worse at the game. And that's most games. So like, with that being said, it doesn't mean they're necessarily quitting. So like, if people are seeing like a ton of like players like taking breaks, like I don't think they should think it as like, oh, all these players are quitting Pokken. I'm like, well, not really.
It's
you know
also
what I mean?
like we just had like Worlds to Destiny, so like those are very stacked events.
Like people are like burnt
some
out.
time off.
People are like very burnt out. Like you go in Worlds, and then you're going straight after Worlds into the Destiny and Canada Cup and Eye of the Storm.
Throwing like then like DreamHack was first. It was like DreamHack, Worlds, Destiny.
Yeah.
Like, it's like all these events just like
you do need an off season like that. You know, that was a huge problem with Smash 4. It was just like there was a major every other week.
That was ridiculous. I can't believe that.
No one could keep up with that.
That was so dumb.
You know? Can't wait for that to happen with Ultimate.
It's gonna.
Everyone wants their piece of the pie, and if we're killing the scene.
Alright. So yeah, I feel like we really covered that topic in like a really good, optimistic note about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to the future.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I guess we can just sort of wrap up the show. So let's just go through and like, where can people find you? Like, what's upcoming for you guys? Munster, you want to start? Like, what's your just plug yourself effectively?
All right, like for upcoming for me.
Yeah, you know, like
Okay.
what are you doing? Like, where can I find you?
I'm still running my local scene. You guys can come down to Ottawa if you ever want to come down to Canada to get a taste of poutine and good Pokken. You can always come down to Ottawa. Also, I helped out with Stun City being brought back, which if you guys haven't heard is the Toronto locals. One of Canada's most talented locals, because it's got In the Groove and all the guys, like super good talent you're seeing on stream once again. I'm running a major in January called Frostfire. The trailer's already out. It's pinned on my Twitter. And it's a pretty cool trailer. They worked really hard on it with like the Tespa production team and stuff. And I hope to see a lot of out-of-state people come down to Frostfire, because I've heard lots of maybes, but once I see those registers, you know, that's when I'm going to be like, all right, we got a tournament on our hands. So I'm very excited to see lots of you guys in Canada again, as well as, you know, hopefully see some of you guys. I'm planning on going to tons of different events this in 2018 or 2019. I'm considering Frosty Fostings. I don't know. We'll see. I'm thinking of also, like, I'm 100% confirmed for Worlds, obviously, and Smash and Splash CEO final round if they happen. I'll go to those.
Nice.
Yeah.
So where can people find you? What's your want to plug your Twitter? Your Twitch?
So you can find me on Twitter at MunsterFGC, because then you can also find me on Twitch at Munster 2Rs TV, and
Nice.
I'll be streaming whenever I can get out of this labyrinth that is university. I'm almost at exams, so trust me, it'll happen
Dude,
soon.
I'm in exams now.
It hurts, doesn't it?
Don't you have a team you want to plug?
Team. Shout out to Lazarus, a brand new organization rebrand of Set to Destroy X, formerly known as Set to Destroy X. They rebranded. So you're probably going to see a different hoodie soon, but this is last time you'll probably see this on stream. But yeah, shout out to Lazarus, awesome org. You guys should check him out on Twitter at Lazarus. So yeah,
All right.
that's all we got. Jin.
Jin?
You know, you can find me in the classic place, twitch.tv/ people don't know how to pronounce it, but Jin Sarin Sage, for all those people who, I was gonna say for all the people who usually are unsure of how to pronounce it. Usually if you just put Jin, Jin, and then put BYA, it usually always pops up, because you'll never find a name like mine. You can find me on Twitter, same, but without the Sage. I should probably just, fix that for everyone, so that way they don't get less confused, but everyone will still try to pronounce it. So, aside from that, events, I have my eyes right now looking on Frostfire, simply because it looks like it's going to be very well done. Probably even promoted for, like, people, like, definitely to go. aside from those, whatever good events pop up, you'll most likely find me yelling at one of them.
Keep your ears peeled. All right, thank you. And you can find me at twitter.com/minspoken, twitch.tv/mins__. I want to be streaming more. I'll be streaming tomorrow for people watching the Twitch pod or Twitch. Hopefully, I want to be doing like commentary streams. I'm just commentating like online replays, which I think would be kind of fun because no one else really does that. I don't have any events planned besides like going to Worlds next year. So yeah.
What's the date for Worlds, by the way?
What's the date?
Something.
It'll be like end of August.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aim for that month.
Yeah, like second to last weekend, depending on how it shapes up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hopefully, even if we're not like confirmed at Worlds, I want to be running like a side tournament at the very least, like something happening. Just because it's like there is no fighting games in DC, so you know, gotta have something.
Yeah.
All right. And McDareth?
You're gonna find me on the battlefield. No, I'm
kidding. Final Destination.
So you can find me at McDareth, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching this episode of Ferrum Heights. It was good fun. Thank you, Jin and Munster, for joining us.
No problem.
Very well.
I beg to be here, you know.
Yeah.
It was super fun.
So everybody gets one.
Yes, we better not see any more begging from you guys.
Munster begs too. Ah!
No, yeah, I didn't say the time, but every time it's like, oh, we probably gonna get a podcast coming up. Munster's like,
hey,
so,
add me in.
Hey,
you know,
I mean, it worked because when I thought like,
time.
okay, Ruda can't make it. Who could have? It worked because like when Ruda could have made it, it's like, okay, Munster asked, so I'll ask Munster. So it worked. It's fair enough.
Could you at least include one Canadian? Come on.
Debate, like,
we
come
have
on.
anyone from
we have to
EU
be
yet?
we have to be diverse.
Have we had anyone from
EU?
No, I don't think we have. No.
Actually, you know, real fast, I got a thing that has all the guests. I feel like most of the guests have been tri-state. Probably.
Actually, I don't think that many have been tri-state. Maybe like 4. Because I'm thinking like.
Let's see.
I know
all the
Shippo,
guests. So we
Roxo,
had Alistair, Burnside, Double, Kino, H2, Combo, Roxo, Raquel, yeah, Shippo, Slip, Swar. Thanks a lot. Okay, no.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
like 3.
Good diversion.
Yeah.
See, now to get back on here, now I gotta win a major.
Yeah. That's
our goals, Jin. That's what we have to do.
Our
now.
goals, we gotta get back.
We have to both like win a major at the same weekend, so we both get in the same podcast again.
And then we're just like, hey.
All right. Reach for the stars.
Yeah.
All right, so that's been us, Ferrum Heights. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone.
Goodbye.